Today's tropical weather update is brought to you by State Insurance Company Limited. Live in a better state of mind.
Well, hello there. I'm meteorologist Leonard Josiah with the Antigua and Barbuda Meteorological Services. Together, let's keep an eye on your tropics. And already I'm going to be pointing you to what we call the graphic of a tropical cyclone activity or tropical climate. Why? Because I really want you to remain vigilant as we enter the peak. It's normally happens sometimes when we get a little bit more complacent, and the time of the year means that we should be a little bit more vigilant. We said goodbye to June, July. We are now in the month of August. We are now looking at the peak of the hurricane season in the month of September. We are climbing the peak, you all, and today, the 21st day of August, means that we are on our steeple here. We're marching up to the peak right there, and we can't wait until we get that side of the curve. But for right now, let's keep paying very close attention to the 2025 hurricane season, because anything that wants to get life will get life in this time of the year, and we want to make sure that you remain prepared. Already the National Hurricane Center has given us today a load of colors on their homepage. Already we are seeing what Hurricane Erin moving towards the east-northeast, brushing the outer banks of North Carolina right there. But take a look at this hatched red. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about that. We're taking a look at this yellow. We're looking at this orange spot right here all the way out to the coast of Africa. The main development area is what we normally pay close attention to, the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea. Already I can tell you that if you're in the Gulf of Mexico right here and the Caribbean Sea, void of any significant clouds, or if you're in Jamaica, Cuba, and even Hispaniola, take a look at that. You are sitting quite nicely in the context of tropical cyclone formation. This is Erin right here moving out to sea. We're not going to be paying too close attention to it for right now, but our eyes compare now is in the main development area. Take a look at what I am seeing. Disturbance number 1, disturbance number 2. There's another area of disturbance likely to move off the coast of Africa, and one just right there. So we are potentially looking at an active phase. But for right now, let's take our attention to these areas of bother in the National Hurricane Center. Disturbance number 1 and disturbance number 2. I'm going to be speaking more about that. We're in the Leeward Islands, right? The Virgin Islands. Let's say that Puerto Rico is here, Hispaniola, the islands further towards the south, Leeward Islands, Barbados, and the Trinidad and Tobago, the Caribbean Sea right here. And this area of bother, we're going to be looking at that in a minute or two. But take a look at this robust tropical wave. The National Hurricane Center says that in 48 hours, there's a likely potential of it developing into a tropical cyclone. And for the next 7 days also, let's take you a little bit more closer in so you could see exactly what we are seeing. And already the visible satellite imagery does show some rotation in the cloud field. An area of low pressure possibly may want to form, and the National Hurricane Center is saying that only a 40% chance of it developing. Why? Because of the dryness of the atmosphere. Take a look at some of these spotty clouds right here. These spotty clouds are suggesting to me that not only are they low in the atmosphere, but they are generally in the dry part of the atmosphere surrounding this area of disturbed weather. So in the next couple of days, while it is true, it is forecast to move off towards the west, it will be entering some hostile territory, and the clouds and the developmental trend will cease and is forecast to weaken. So much so for tropical disturbance number 2, but yet still we're going to be still keeping an eye on it, because we know that sometimes these things do change. Take a look at this area. This is the area that we will be paying close attention to. We're in the Leeward Islands, the British Virgin Islands. Those of you who are in the British Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico right here, even the Windward Islands, Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago, the whole island chain, we are located right here. And this is the clouds associated with disturbance number 2. In the next 48 hours, the National Hurricane Center says there's only a 40% chance of it developing. But in the next 7 days, the National Hurricane Center says there's a high chance of it doing something in wanting to develop into a tropical cyclone. So we're going to be paying closer attention to it. Right now, it's located roughly about 250 miles east of the Leeward Islands. When we're talking about east, we're looking out right here, and we're looking at where it's located. There are just about two scenarios that can come out of this particular tropical wave. It's moving towards the west to northwest. The models are suggesting, this is the first scenario, that this area up here can develop an area of low pressure, and as it develops the area of low pressure, it moves on towards the west to northwest and stay clear of the island chain and develop into possibly a tropical depression north of the area sometime on Monday or sometime during the course of the weekend. By the time we get to Monday, sufficiently north. So we're not looking at any wind impacts associated with this particular system. However, there is an area of spin that's taking place right in this location right there. So if by chance this area consolidates instead of this one, then it possibly can drag a little bit more closer to the area. And if the developmental trends do take place in the context of what the National Hurricane Center is saying, then we possibly can see a tropical cyclone forming very close to the Leeward Islands. But for right now, the models are saying that this is the area. So I want you to be very vigilant. We at the Antigua and Barbuda Meteorological Services, we will certainly be keeping an eye on this, because its likely path will be very close to the Leeward Islands sometime during the day, tomorrow Friday, going on into Saturday. So if the developmental trends hold true for the next 2 to 7 days, that we can see a tropical cyclone form here, where it consolidates really matters. Again, if it consolidates up here, then it takes a track out towards the sea. If it consolidates further towards the south, then it can track closer to the island chain. I just want you to be very vigilant as to what its likely path can be. The next graphic will show something that we can basically say that we want. It's for. Take a look at what we are saying right now. But again, the dryness of the atmosphere surrounding this area of disturbed weather is not saying that there's going to be potent rainfall. This is the American model, and already you could see as you go through the weekend, it's consolidating north of the area. Antigua and Barbuda, we are right here, and the rest of the Leeward Islands, Puerto Rico, and the islands further towards the south. So if you're in the Windward Islands, Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago, this is really not a system for you. You will continue in your fair to partly cloudy type weather conditions. But if you are in the Leeward Islands and further towards the west, you could see where it's likely to be in the next 3 days. But the high pressure system is right there. So take a look at it right now again with me. We're seeing the area of disturbed weather moving towards the west to northwest. We are seeing some of the pop-up showers do take place sometime during the course of the day. Tomorrow develops an area of low pressure simply to the northeast of the island chain, and that low pressure stays away from us as it moves on towards the west to northwest. This is a good scenario, but I also say the worst case scenario is also that it will develop, or it can develop, an area of low pressure closer to the islands, and if it does so, then it means that all this weather can be dragged closer to the island chain and bring further rainfall impacts. What we're looking for is mainly a rainfall threat more than a wind threat. If by any chance it develops possibly a tropical depression or a minimal tropical storm, but for right now we're saying the chances of a tropical cyclone is moving towards the west to northwest and significantly away from the island chain. However, again, if it develops consolidating closer to us, then we can see this area of low pressure drag a little bit closer to us. Take a look at the spottiness of the showers. Some of those showers are likely to remain, or most of the intense showers are likely to remain well off course. As a matter of fact, I was supposed to show you the GFS's, which is the American model's rendering of the rainfall distribution. Take a look at it right here. Take a look at all this dry air right behind of it. But all of this right here, the red is real intense rainfall, nearly 4 to 5 inches of rainfall passing to the northeast of us. So take a look at it with me. All of this here, Antigua and Barbuda, we are right here, the Leeward Islands, British Virgin Islands, islands further towards the south. This is not for you. This is saying that all this rain will remain off coast, but yet still we are still someplace in the midst of some of that rainfall activity during the course of the weekend. We could still see at least an inch of rainfall possible during its passage, and this is what we call the 24-hour rainfall accumulation. So every slide is 24 hours in the future. Already you can see as we enter Saturday, sometime here, you can see some of the clouds and the showers, more so intense, passing towards the northwest. Again, I should point out to you, if this drags closer to us, then we can be in a little bit more stick of bother when it comes to the rainfall activity. Again, we at the Antigua and Barbuda Meteorological Services will certainly keep you abreast with the changes that are likely to take place during the next 24 hours with respect to what we call area of disturbance number 2. Closer to home, I can tell you that the satellite phone, of course, us right now says that we are in a stable atmospheric condition, but we are looking at an increased rainfall potential during the passage of tropical disturbance number 1 during the day sometime tomorrow. The weather will always change, but if you're on the outside during the passage of tropical disturbance number 1 tomorrow, remember, you can always send a pic. Your eyes are our eyes. Want to engage with you, so keep an eye on the weather as we continue to track the weather. You can do so. Remember, we are on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and on X. We are your friends, the Antigua and Barbuda Meteorological Services. If you're in Antigua, look at your hotline number, but the website is for everyone so that you can get the information. Remember to continue to monitor with us and stay ready. The weather will always change, but you can keep weathering your weather. In spite of the weather, whether you like it or not, we gotta respond to the weather. I'm Leonard Josiah, wishing you a safe and productive Thursday.
Today's tropical weather update has been brought to you by State Insurance Company Limited. Live in a better state of mind.